Thank you for joining me for Stop, Drop, and Read in honor of Beverly Cleary. Hello. This is a lamp I made out of some thrifted books. I'll share that craft with you sometime. And these are a few books from my personal library. I love Lucy Maud Montgomery's Anne of Green Gables series. I've read them to my children as they were growing up, as well as C.S. Lewis's Narnia series. I love books with beautiful graphics, especially botanicals and birds. This is from a nature library published in the 40s. I have 4 from the set. I'm not sure if there are any more. Victorine by Frances Parkinson Keyes is one of the first romance novels, actually the only romance novel I ever read. The Egg and I by Betty MacDonald is a wonderful little movie with Claudette Colbert and Fred McMurray, and it's where we get the characters Mom, Pa, Kettle from. Please Don't Eat the Daisies is a cute book and also a movie starring Doris Day and David Niven. Blue Willow is set in the Dust Bowl era. My sister-in-law, who's a librarian, gave this to me, and my Aunt Ruth and my brother Dwayne are librarians. A Man Called Peter is set in Washington, D.C. It's about a minister. It's an inspirational book and a wonderful classic movie. The Homecoming by Earl Hamner Jr. is where we get the characters from the Waltons. Not only did he write the story, he narrated the series. Now We Are Six by A.A. Milne. I found this as well as The Homecoming at the Goodwill bins. Dr. Zhivago, I recently thrifted this for $4. I believe it is first edition American. It was originally published in Italy in 1957 or 58, I believe. It's in beautiful condition. It's a shame it does not have the dust jacket. This little book, Saucer Ears in the Ozarks, was written by a friend of my family. His name was Preston Johnson. It was published under the pen name John Preston. And when he passed away, he was around 110, 111 years old. He was a sweet little man. There's a picture of him on the farm in the Ozarks. This is one of the books that my brothers had. I learned to read from that. This was one of the first books I received from a book club. I love that book. And Lorraine and the Little People is from my mother's childhood. The graphics are beautiful. I will probably end up framing some of these plates. They're still very rich in color. And I think this book's nearly 100 years old now. These are just books from my childhood. I've read all these to my children as they were growing up and have purchased several copies for them, for their families. This is from the How and Why Library. It's the poetry book. And I learned to read from this book, and my father used to read these poems to me when I went to bed at night. And I read them to my children. Rowena, Tina, and Tot. This was a storybook that belonged to my oldest brother. It was a gift from my grandmother before they left for Italy to visit family. And my mom saved it. She just loved this book, and I learned to read from this too. And I loved these children. They were mischievous, and I wanted them for sisters. And this year, I received this for Christmas. It's the companion book to the series. And the characters are just so sweet. And this is a treasure of mine. I love these books. Rowena, Tina, and Tot. This is The Duel by Eugene Field. We will read. The gingham dog and the calico cat side by side on the table sat. 'Twas 12:30, and what do you think? Nor one nor t'other had slept a wink. The old Dutch clock and the Chinese plate appeared to know as sure as fate there was going to be a terrible spat. I wasn't there, I simply state what was told to me by the Chinese plate. The gingham dog went bow wow wow, and the calico cat replied meow. The air was littered an hour or so with bits of gingham and calico, while the old Dutch clock in the chimney place, up with its hands before its face, for it always dreaded a family row. Now mind, I'm only telling you what the old Dutch clock declares is true. The Chinese plate looked very blue, and wailed, "Oh dear, what shall we do?" But the gingham dog and the calico cat wallowed this way and tumbled that, employing every tooth and claw in the awfullest way you ever saw. Oh, and how the gingham and calico flew! Don't fancy I exaggerate. I got my news from the Chinese plate. Next morning, where the two had sat, they found no trace of dog or cat, and some folks think unto this day that burglars stole the pair away. But the truth about that cat and pup is this: they ate each other up. Now what do you really think of that? The old Dutch clock, it told me so, and that is how I came to know. Eugene Field. Mama Cat and Her Kittens by Louise Lawrence Devine. "Wash your dirty faces and paws," meowed Mommy Cat to her three kittens one night. "It's time for bed." "I'm too tired," said Timmy. "I'm so sleepy I can't even wash a whisker." "Me too," mewed Tammy and Tommy. "I don't see why you kittens are so tired," said Mama Cat. "Tomorrow I'm going to find out. I'll do everything you do, and we'll play together all day long. Then perhaps I will see what makes you so tired at night." "You will have lots of fun," said Tammy. The kittens curled up in their basket. Mommy Cat poked out her pink tongue and washed the kittens one by one. She licked Tammy until she was white and fluffy. She scrubbed Tommy until his black fur was clean and shiny. Mommy Cat rested her tired tongue, then washed yellow Timmy, who was the dirtiest of all. Then Mommy Cat curled up around her kittens, and they all went to sleep. The kittens awakened early next morning after breakfast. They scampered to the barn. Mommy Cat followed them. "Up into the hayloft," said Timmy. So up into the hayloft they all went. They tumbled about in the hay, playing hide and seek. When Mommy Cat tried to hide, the hay tickled her nose and it made her sneeze. It was easy to find Mommy Cat. The kittens just listened for sneezes and found her right away. "Now let's play tag," said Timmy. "You're it, Mommy Cat." Away went the kittens out of the hayloft. Away went Mommy Cat after the kittens. Mommy Cat ran and ran. She chased Tommy in and out of the meadow, but she couldn't catch him. She chased Timmy around and around the barn, but she couldn't catch him. Mommy Cat was getting tired. She went into the woods and sat down beside a tree to rest. Just then, Tammy crept quietly past the tree. "You're it!" yelled Mommy Cat. And she pounced out and tagged Tammy on the tail. "Let's all rest for a while," said Mommy Cat. "Time for a cat nap." "All right," said the kittens, and they curled up and went to sleep. Mommy Cat sighed as she closed her eyes. In less than 5 minutes, the 3 kittens were wide awake. "Nap time is over," said Tommy. "Time to play again." "That wasn't a cat nap at all," said Mommy Cat sleepily. "That was just a wee kitten nap." All afternoon, Mommy Cat and the kittens played together. They climbed trees in the orchard. They chased yellow butterfly and a squirmy black bug. They ran after pigs and made them grunt. They chased lambs and made them say ba, ba. They chased chickens and made them say cluck, cluck, cluck. The kittens turned somersaults and flip-flops and rolled in the grass. They batted one another with their soft furry paws. Everything the kittens did, Mommy Cat did too. She bounced and pounced and leapt and tumbled. She turned somersaults and flip-flops and rolled in the grass. She batted the kittens with her soft furry paws. Mommy Cat moved more and more slowly. At last she lay down and sighed a tired sigh. "Let's race to the house and see if supper is ready," said Tammy. Away ran the kittens. Mommy Cat followed slowly behind. She was so tired that her tummy touched the ground. As she dragged herself along, as soon as supper was over, she crawled into the basket. "Time to wash your paws and faces," said Mommy Cat with a yawn. "We aren't sleepy," said Tommy. "We want to play some more." "No," said Mommy Cat. "Wash yourselves and get right to sleep." Mommy Cat looked so cross, and the kittens started washing as fast as they could. Mommy Cat sat with her eyes half closed, rocking back and forth. "You had better wash too," said Tammy. "You are as dirty as can be." "I'm too tired," said Mommy Cat. She closed her eyes and slid down into the bottom of the basket. "Mommy Cat always washes us when we're tired," said Timmy. "We can't have Mommy Cat going to bed dirty," said Tommy. "There's just one thing to do," said Tammy. And the 3 little kittens poked out their pink tongues and started to work. They washed Mommy Cat's dear dirty face. They scrubbed her tired dirty paws. They crawled around on top of Mommy Cat, washing as they went. Their tongues got so tired they could hardly move them, but they kept on scrubbing. They washed and wiped and licked and scrubbed until Mommy Cat was clean and fluffy and yellow as butter, and sound asleep all over, and so were the 3 little kittens. The end. And this is A Day on the Farm by Alf Evers. I love the graphics. Cock-a-doodle-doo, the yellow sun rose over the farm. The big red rooster flapped his wings and crowed. The horses got up, the cows got up, so did the sheep, the pigs, and all the other animals. And Mary got up too. This was her first day on the farm. She was visiting her cousin Bobby. After breakfast, Bobby took Mary outside. He wanted to show her everything on the farm. They went to the green pasture and saw the cows. "The cows make milk for us to drink," said Bobby. "From the milk we can make cheese and butter." Bobby showed Mary the horses. "The horses are very strong. They pull the plow across the fields and turn the earth. Then Daddy can plant corn or wheat for us to eat. The horses pull the heavy wagon too." Bobby pointed across the pasture. "Mr. White, who has the farm next to us, uses a big machine called a tractor to pull his plow. See it in that field far away? Daddy says he's going to get one next year." Bobby and Mary walked on to the pig's pen. Mary saw the fat pigs. In one corner, little baby pigs were squealing and running about their mother. "I like the pigs," said Mary. "What do they do?" "The kids give us bacon for our breakfast," said Bobby. And Bobby took Mary to the pasture on the hill and showed her the sheep. "The sheep give us wool. Coats and sweaters are made of wool," he said. As they walked down the hill, Rover the farm dog ran up to Bobby. "Bow wow," he barked. He wanted to play. "Rover just plays all day," said Mary. "He doesn't do anything for you." "Oh, Rover does work too," said Bobby. "He chases the rabbits out of the garden. Then the rabbits can't eat our lettuce and carrots and beans." Bobby next showed Mary the chickens. They were all busy scratching the ground. The little yellow baby chicks were cheeping and running about their mothers. "The chickens lay eggs for us," said Bobby. "I eat an egg every day for lunch." Then Bobby showed Mary the white ducks. "The ducks are swimming in the pond." Little baby ducks were peeping and splashing about behind their mothers. "Ducks lay eggs like the chickens," said Bobby. Mary saw the geese too. "Their feathers make soft pillows to sleep on at night," said Bobby told her. Then Bobby's mother called all the family to lunch. Bobby's mother had been busy too. She'd been cooking and setting the table. On the table were eggs and lettuce and apples, bread and milk. What a good lunch. All afternoon, Bobby and Mary wandered over the farm. They saw the cornfield. "The pigs and the chickens eat the golden corn," said Bobby. They saw the wheat fields. The bread we ate this noon was made from the wheat, said Bobby. Everyone on the farm makes something or does something for us, said Mary. But what do you do, Bobby? Oh, I have a little garden, said Bobby, and there I grow pumpkins. Mother makes pumpkin pie from them. Bobby showed Mary his little garden. Isn't there something I can make or do too? Asked Mary. I'm the only one on the farm who doesn't do anything. You can help me weed my garden, Bobby answered. So they pulled up all the little weeds around the pumpkin vines until it was time for supper. After supper, the yellow sun went down behind the hill. The chickens went to sleep on their roosts in the chicken house. The cows and the sheep and the pigs lay down too. Bobby fell right to sleep in his little bed, but Mary lay awake for a while. She saw the bright stars shining through her window. Mary was very happy. She was happy because she too had done something useful on the farm that day. I just love this book. And now for our craft. That is black duct tape on the back of these old book bindings. They make wonderful bookmarks. We begin with some Hershey's chocolate. Now these are all quotes from various books. There's Anne of Green Gables. That is from the Count of Monte Cristo. It's a wonderful book and a wonderful movie. That is from Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. That's The Secret Garden. That was one of the first books I read when I was 13. And this is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Wonderful movie with, what's his name? Spencer Tracy. And now we're going to laminate them. I've had this laminator for several years and it sure comes in handy. I would make these bookmarks for gifts when my son was growing up for his classmates. It was something I really enjoyed doing. And if something gets crooked, these are very forgiving with a paper cutter. And there's little book pages. Two per bookmark. And I'm hot gluing just off camera there. And you glue 2 to each bookmark. Now we're going to fold the little book pages, and with some stick glue we're going to attach them. And it does make a wonderful little party favor and gift on Valentine's Day or something special for teacher. And I hope you've enjoyed our little craft. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe and share.